Bittersweet season for you, considering just how much you accomplished and unfortunately how things ended for you down in Albany.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like there were points of the season where I really started to get going. There were points of the season where obviously I was slowed down by various things, and going forward I'm just going to focus on making sure that there's nothing that gets in my way.
And you talk various things. You've been able to overcome a lot of various things and move on. What does that say to your heart, your mental fortitude that you're able to do so and succeed?
Yeah, I don't see anything that ever happens to me as an event that's going to set me back or is going to bury me or ruin me. Things happen and you learn certain things and you move on, and all you can do is take those life experiences and put them towards where you're going next. And it's going to take a lot more than a couple minor setbacks to keep me down.
Physically, in the last few years that you've been here, I think you've redefined yourself emotionally as well. Are you now set to make that next jump given the experience you've had at the NHL level?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this year was just dealing with how you respond to certain things and where your mental state is and how mature of an individual you are to handle certain things, and the situations you get yourself in are all come back to your maturity, right? So, even in the 8 months of this season, I feel like I've gone a long way from where I was in September. So, all you can do.
On the ice, where do you think your game kind of improved that made you build on that confidence?
Well, just getting back with Piero Greco this year and getting to spend a whole year with him without interruption. The year prior I was up and I was down, and there's a lot going on, and situations like that can stifle development. And when you're dealing with the adversity of a changing environment over and over again, it's hard to get into a rhythm, right? So just being here and being able to work with him, even when things weren't necessarily going my way, health-wise or otherwise, he was at least here, and I could come to the rink every day and put in an honest day's effort with him, and I knew that if I kept doing that, nothing was going to get in my way.
Keith had previously called you the most important or most valuable player for the Marlies. Do you feel like this was maybe like the best year that you've had despite the injuries and setbacks?
I wouldn't put this as a crowning jewel season. I would say I had some good moments, but I would say that the moments that I was absent from were the most important moments for me. So he also said that you can be as good as you want, but if you're not healthy, you're no good to your team, right? So, and that's something that I read, and it impacted me a lot, and it definitely has my mindset, focused on just being available and being ready and your best whenever your team needs you, because when you have your coach say that you're the most valuable part of the team, there's 20 other guys. There's a coaching staff, there's a whole organization that relies on you, right? So you have to make sure that you do your job and you're ready.
Did you learn anything in terms of tips and tricks for injury prevention maybe this year? I mean, when you're talking about being ready?
Yeah, I mean, my injuries this year were not the same as they were in the past. The injuries this year weren't my own doing so much as they were extenuating factors that
someone going into you.
Exactly, right? So and that's stuff that happens. It's hockey, it's a fast game, but you can also do things to protect yourself, and you can continue to work on the things that you do and not to be a strong force in there and not put yourself in vulnerable positions.
Business side of the sport heading into this offseason, where do you see yourself with the organization moving forward?
Well, I've been here 4 years. That's all I know. I'm not one to rock the boat. I love being here. I love being at Rico. I love playing at the ACC. I love wearing blue and white, and I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't talked to anybody, but I would guess that after the season that I've had, that I'll probably return.